Hey guys, how's it going? Massivebeatzz here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Universal Audio UAD plugins versus the mighty Plugin Alliance, something I just now, not just very recently, found out about, that you have this library of amazing plugins to at insanely cheap, affordable prices, and you can rent them as well, something like a quarter of the price of Universal Audio. And some of the stuff is literally the same. All right, let's check it out. And here we have them. Here they are. On the left, the Plugin Alliance. And the Plugin Alliance is, for those who don't know, and I was one of those until a few days ago, about a week or so ago. They are Brainworx, Solid State Logic, Focusrite, Shadow Hills, also Engel and Fuchs and Friedman guitar amps, all things that you also find on Universal Audio. So it's a bunch of plugin manufacturers, but not all of them. Not, for example, Slate is not in there, and a bunch of cool things. Waves is not in there at all. So it seems like the independent plugin manufacturers have come together. But I think Brainworx seems to be like the main force here in a way. And then on the right, we have Universal Audio. Here is their sale. It's the half-yearly sale that's going on. So what do you think? Have you used Universal Audio, and have you used Plugin Alliance? And what are your thoughts on this? I can tell you what my thoughts are. So I was really, really blown away when I looked at these prices, some of the plugins, how cheap they are, how absolutely cheap. You can get some really, really great products for $39. Moreover, you can rent everything for $249 a year, and then you immediately get a voucher back so you can own them. So basically, you get to test drive all of their plugins for, or it's the mega bundle. I'm not sure if it includes all the plugins, but a ton of plugins, and you get to test drive them for an entire year. So functional, simple it all, run the installer. Let's see if that's all our, if it's all the plugins, maybe not all of them, but it damn looks like a lot of plugins, and you get those, and then you get a $249 coupon that you can apply later on. So that's an interesting model, right? Renting it. With Universal Audio, they have up to 60% off, but their prices start so high that, you know, you're coming in certain instances from $299, you go to $149. Something like this can happen on the Plugin Alliance. You go from $299 down to $69 is what I've seen. So this is the price component. And you might be thinking, like, why is he talking about the price first? Well, because that's the shocker. That's something that just threw me off right from the beginning. Like, what is going on here? And are they comparable? The answer, yes, they are. For example, when we look up, let's look up the Shadow Hills Mastering Compressor, which is one of my favorites. And it's not only comparable, it's better. The other thing you can compare is, for example, the BX Digital V3, an excellent mastering EQ, which is on sale right now for $209 on the Universal Audio side. And here it's on sale for $49.99. It's the exact same product. I wish I could get Universal Audio to load a little bit faster. So, all right, make it complicated. Fine. So it's going to be a little bit all over the place, but let's go first to something we can compare. So, for example, and that's important because most of you guys are like, well, but Universal Audio has the better plugins and has more and so on. So, for example, the Shadow Hills Mastering Compressor is on sale, and I do own it, and it's an amazing piece. And this Shadow Hills mastering compressor is something I really wanted to buy. And then before buying it, I came across their mastering compressor, which is out of sudden on sale for $69. The exact same thing. Yeah, here it is. So it's $69. Here you go. Instead of $299, it's the exact same thing. Actually, it's not even the exact same thing because you have a mix control and you also have a side chain control. What frequency the high pass filter starts kicking in. So it's actually a little bit better, but they are the same. And people have done, subtractive comparison is exactly the same thing. So there's a price difference here, and this is not something I need to run in unison mode, meaning while recording. Not necessarily. This is more like a bus or mastering compressor. So that unison technology where I can put it right here, like the Avalon, where I can put it right here, is not needed here. So in fact, I can actually use my computer's CPU with plugins and does not take away processing power. I got the Apollo X4 and, I can open, 15, 20 plugins. And so eventually I'm running out of processing power pretty fast. And then I have all this processing power on my Mac where 20, 30, 40, 50 plugins, and it's like used 5%. So it's nice to even own both. That's the interesting part. You could even own both. But then now, check this out. Here's another thing. So with everything being equal, usually Plugin Alliance gives you a better price and a couple of more features possibly. So, and the other thing is they also keep updating their products. I looked at their release notes. They update things. They make them scalable, which is what I really like. So, for example, they did an update of the Shadow Hills mastering compressor, and they call it Revision A. What are you? Class A. And that's now $129. I was like, just before I pulled the trigger on the one with the green ones, I see this one with the red dots. And I own it. I own it. I use it. I'm renting it now because I have the 1-year subscription. And so what it has advanced features that I'm going to try to see here. It has headroom. It has the high pass filter. You can adjust that as well here instead of up there with the other one. You got a mono maker. You got stereo width, and you got a parallel mix, which the other one has as well. So that's already a lot more features. You can also link the parameters. So when you turn one knob, it moves both, something that is really missing on the side of UAD and the first version in Plugin Alliance. You also have like that technology where it like simulates different channels in the console or different versions. Of course, you have soloing, you can the mids and the sides. And it is scalable, meaning you can go, because they are kind of small on 4K screens. The bigger your resolution is, the smaller these things get. This is hard to read. Sometimes I wear glasses. I have to kind of squint to see it. I kind of know what it means, but it's nice to see things. Chris, you can scale between 50% all the way to 150%. That is a feature that none of the Universal Audio plugins have, and I think Universal Audio releases a plugin and then they're done with it. And when I looked at the release notes in Plugin Alliance, they keep updating their plugins. I think that is the right way to do because they do sell you a subscription. So they feel they owe you something. And I feel Universal Audio should do the same thing. Basically, you have a subscription with them anyways. I also just bought this gorgeous townhouse bus compressor. It's basically an SSL console compressor, just extracted, and it's really, really good. Let me see if we can enlarge this. It looks amazing. Their designs are just as good as Universal Audio. So, sometimes we feel like vintage. Well, you can get that. You can get that with the Plugin Alliance. So I am making a case for the Plugin Alliance. Look, here is also the BX Digital V3. That is $200 with with Universal Audio, an amazing mastering EQ. It is really, really good. For $49, you can just buy it. So you're going to do this yearly rental, this 1 year rental. You do this once, you get $200 back or $250 back, and you can spend it. You can buy 4 or 5 plugins. There is no way you can do that, no matter what sale happens on Universal Audio. This is just not their business model. And so I wish the prices in Universal Audio would come down a little bit. So Universal Audio is too. Some of them, they model themselves. They're super, super fantastic. And sometimes they just team up with Brainworx or Softtube, other companies. And they are still very, very good because they only team up with the best. I mean, look at, for example, the BX console, the 9000 series. I am using this currently. It is absolutely fantastic. I mean, you get some great sounding gear out of the plugin alliance. No question about it. You can scale it. You have total harmonic distortion that you can change. You got the channels again, so you can randomize all your plugins. If you have 20 instances of this open, you can easily just kind of like change those numbers here. So, certain analog desks, analog consoles, channels don't sound the same. So they have this technology where they say, okay, well, this is going to be channel 56 and 57 and 58. It'll sound different than if this was where it was on channel 1 and 2. So these subtle differences, and just looks good, sounds good. They also have the 4000 series. They developed their own series. It's the console N. Yeah, there is some good stuff happening. I would, if I was you and you're a Universal Audio user, give this a chance. You can also test drive things for 2 weeks, no problem, just like Universal Audio. If there's anything in there that you like, prices are so reasonable. $69 here for this amazing warmth box, right? Do we need it? Maybe, maybe not. Sometimes we buy things that we don't necessarily need from Universal Audio either. So this is in no way to demean Universal Audio. I just think 2 things. We should combine those forces. Number 2, Universal Audio should make their interfaces, their graphical interfaces, scalable. That's a joke. They should have most of their plugins. They should have a blend button, which they don't have very often. They should update them more often. Some of them are not even Retina compatible. They have like this low resolution. Looking at some of the Neve plugins. And they should have better pricing, better sales for people who are already invested in the ecosystem, and just make it really 50% off on some of these plugins. Make it, bring it down to 69. I mean, for example, you get 3 plugins for the price of 4 during a super sale, and it's still $3.99. You get 4 plugins for the price of 3, which is $6.99 only. That comes down to $3.99. So even with all of that, you're still paying $400 for 4 plugins, which should be the normal price if you buy that many. So sure, they are a little bit privileged in what they're doing, and they have like the connection to their hardware. But I'm just saying, competition is good. So for me, I've been using them a little bit now. I've used also the Master Desk, then the B3 mastering EQ, super good. I use the Focusrite console. I use the Shadow Hills mastering compressor, both versions, version A, the original version on Plugin Alliance, and compared that directly with the one on Universal Audio. I will probably prefer the Plugin Alliance one. Now, there's tons of plugins that are just not possible to do, and not as easily possible to do without the hardware, like all the Unison stuff. But Plugin Alliance does have quite a bit of software where they say it is super fast and react super fast, very, very low latency. So that is something they actively advertise. So they're also going down that road. Here, a mega sale, $39.99. Do I have to go on more? There's like the Dangerous Music, one of the best EQs. I believe the Dangerous Box EQ, this is one of the best mastering EQs you can buy online right now. Yeah, it gets tons of reviews. I see it mentioned on Gear Slots all the time. What is that on Universal Audio? Let's check it out. Okay, there's a collection. Let's see, what are we collecting here? Yeah, seems to be the same thing. So yeah, normally $249 down to $174. So it's not Universal Audio that makes it. They just basically took the source code. Reviews are great here. They got reviews, see all reviews, but also you have reviews on the, how many reviews do we have? We have 53 reviews here. So people are reviewing this here and they are reviewing it there. So, man, this is exciting. This is exciting. This is really not a conflict. This is really not like, hey, orange juice or pomegranate juice, you know, which one is better? Hey, I'm going to have them all. But yeah, it's just something I wanted to share. Hey, please, if you have a comparison, which plugin is best? Which one is the best compressor of both platforms? Just post it. Which one's the best EQ? Which one is the best of anything? Post it. Whatever you're using the most. So I think we're going to get to some answers, hopefully, in the comments of what you should invest in, what might be a good idea investing in. For myself, I am going to keep, for sure, my hardware Apollo busy with the plugins that I have. No way will I replace the Unison technology where I can just go ahead and say, you know what? Let me see what bass amp. I want to do the Eden. I'm getting an amazing, basically no latency bass sound out of it. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. This is going to stay. I mean, anything that's like recording directly and printing directly, Universal Audio is just amazing. I mean, all their amps, and it's just so good that I would not want to miss that. But do I have to buy every single plug-in from Universal Audio? I was about to do that, actually. I was like, yeah, I need another compressor. I need this. I need that. It's an addiction in a way. So, hey, by the way, this you can only get on Waves and on Universal Audio. And from what I'm hearing, this kills the Waves version. This is the best of the best. Yes, you gotta sometimes spend the money, and get this, there's no equivalent on Plugin Alliance either. I don't know. I'm just making this up right now, but we have our favorites. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so let me know what you think. I hope you're doing well. All right, guys. So I want you to be safe out there. It's coronavirus is crazy. It's not good for our business. It's not good for live music. We can't play out. We can't perform in front of people. Yeah, the online stuff. It's in the beginning it was funny for a few times when you have the little squares and the bouncing back things. But no. We need a real crowd. So wear masks out there. Tell your friends to wear masks. Stay in. We can weather the storm. Let's be good for 6 months, whatever, right? 4 months even. And then once this drops, really drops, and we're all on the same page, we can maybe play outdoor shows again, outdoor venues. If not, everything's going to get shut down and nobody's going to do anything, and that hurts us most. So as musicians, we want to be out. We want to be with people. We want to do, things. We don't want to wait, but it's going to be bad for us if we don't comply right now. Anyways, Universal Audio, UAD versus Plugin Alliance. Massivebeatzz out.